Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 5. I think it's episode 9. I can't see without my glasses on. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I have watched the scene over and over and over again because I wanted to be sure that I seen each side of things. And y'all already know, like, comment, share, subscribe, relax, relate, release, inhale, exhale, all that jazz, okay? Let's just get to the nitty-gritty of it all. I said what I said. I'm gonna say that first. I need everybody to understand everyone has an opinion on this situation. I don't care about y'all commenting. Comment as much as you want. What I'm going to ask you is, your comment should not be telling me that I'm wrong. Okay? State your own opinion, because I have mine. This is my channel, not yours. Okay? Boom, pow, pow, poof, be gone. Look, I still feel the same way I felt last week. I still feel like both Monique and Candace played their role in this situation that led up to the fight. Period. Okay? That has nothing to do with me not liking Candace. Because if that was the case, I would have said Candace was wrong. I would have been blasting Candace. But I'm saying they both played a role leading up to the fight. Okay? That is the fussing back and forth, the bickering back and forth, you gonna drag me, Monique? You gonna drag me? That whole thing, Monique flipping her hair, all of that led up to the fight. Okay, so on that point, they both played their role. And I'm happy that Bravo showed the whole fight. They showed the whole thing. So I got one still shot, which shows them both holding on to each other, because this is the gist of it. We do see the whole thing happen in like less than 10 seconds. It wasn't a long, drawn out situation. It really went from, get your hand out of my face, Candace, to Candace saying, my hand out in your face, what you gonna do? You wanna drag me? It went from that to, do you want me to? And Monique flipping the hair. Now, I can agree, Monique flipping her hair was not the right thing to do. Okay? But I still feel like this. If me and you have issue, and you know we're not in no good place, don't tell me to drag you, because I will. Okay? Does that make it right? No. But I can see that because I'm from the hood too. Okay? We see they both lost control, basically because neither one of them was stopping. However, Monique did reach across the table first, and she did grab Candace's hair, but she did that after someone pushed her shoulder. I think the person was actually either Gizelle or Robin. I think she thought it was Candace, but it was not, because Candace did not have on a black shirt, and the person who pushed Monique's shoulder had a black shirt on, because you can see the hand was a black shirt. So that's when shit went left, because they was already in each other's faces. They was already yelling, cussing, and fussing, or whatever. And I believe Robin or Gizelle, it probably was Gizelle, because Robin's scary ass bitch. I believe Gizelle was trying to move Monique further back from Candace, because Monique at that point in time was seeing red. Okay, Monique at this point had bypassed let's talk to let's fight. Okay, at that point in time, with the whole, drag me, Monique, and Monique still saying, do you want me to? And at that point, it was too late to stop the fight from happening. Okay, and Monique said, I gave Candace what she been asking for. Now, does that make it right? No, but I've told y'all before, don't ask for no check your ass can't cash. Okay, and Candace is the kind of person who she said herself, okay? Now again, Monique won. What I will also say is, Candace isn't a victim. Candace wasn't the aggressor. Candace wrote a check her ass couldn't cash. Candace was in a verbal altercation with someone who was physically ready to beat her ass. Period. And I've told people before, you have to sometimes know who not to fuck with. I'm not gonna go and try to fuss with Layla Ali, because if she swing on me, I'm gonna be knocked out. Okay? I'm gonna fight back though. Gonna say that. But again, I'm not saying Monique was wrong. Monique was wrong because she took it physical first. Monique was wrong. But however, Candace wasn't right. Candace just wrote a check her ass couldn't cash. She did not want to fight. But that's why you don't fuck with people who fight. Period. Okay? Now, you know, the production came in and had to separate them. You seen them trying to say, Monique, let her go, Monique, let her go. The reason for that was because Candace had the glass in her hand. And when the fight started, she held onto the glass. She did throw the wine stuff on Monique after Monique grabbed her hair. And then when the tussle started, Candace hit Monique in the face with the glass. You see those that's why her lip was busted. And I think from that made Monique really start swinging and bopping. Monique beat I'm not gonna laugh. Monique won this fight. Candace lost. Never had a chance because Candace wasn't trying to fight. But again, you cannot write checks your ass can't cash, because some people, when you push them to a point to where they're fed up, they do react and they fight. Again, that doesn't make it right. It doesn't. But again, I'm that kind of person. So that's why I don't put myself in situations where I gotta beat somebody's ass, because I don't want anyone saying, well, you should have got in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave me. Like, you should never allow yourself to ever put yourself in that situation. Monique should have walked away because she knew she would beat Candace's ass. But it happened so quick that Monique didn't have a chance to walk away. Candace didn't have a chance to walk away. And it just rolled and rolled and rolled. But the real culprit in all of this is really Gizelle. Because Gizelle is the one that fed both Monique and Candace bullshit information that got them beefing even more. But they don't know this because they're not watching the show. They can't see it. So Gizelle is the real villain. Not Candace, not Monique, it's Gizelle. Okay? But in this fight that Monique was the aggressor, that Candace was the unfortunate, receiver of said aggression, it's an unfortunate situation all the way around. Okay, I would say that. But I still don't see Candace as the victim, because it wasn't as if she was some innocent bystander who Monique came up and attacked. They were in a verbal argument, and Monique took it physical. So you have to be ready in verbal arguments. You may have to fight. We shouldn't fight as adults, no. But everybody has a breaking point, and we already know that Monique was going through all this between her and Chris, her and the kids, the rumors or whatever. She was already ready to blow. So that's why I'm like, she should have walked away, but she did not. But I'm gonna leave that to be or whatever. Now we do see, they separated. They got Candace pushed back on one end. We have Monique is like in the back or whatever, and we see the other ladies discussing what happened with Karen. Like, this was just not the place for them to have this conversation. Like, this was not the place. Robin then say Monique has a problem, and Karen, which I respect, Karen saying, don't try and toss her up under the bus. They both egg each other on. And my thing is, Karen said that as a person who was standing right there. And a lot of people said that before. No one was saying that the fight was, okay. And that one person was right or wrong. Most sane people were saying they both were doing bullshit. They both was fussing. They both were doing the most. They both were egging each other on. Monique just won. or lost, have you look at it, you know what I'm saying? Because now she has to answer for her physical actions when she should never take things physical. You know what I'm saying? Now we see Monique say, like, all I know is, you know what I'm saying, she kept saying drag her. And so I gave what she was asking for. You know what I'm saying? You know, but and I don't really remember much else of what happened because she blacked out. Now we see her mouth bleeding a little bit again because the glass was hitting the face. And they won't let Monique out back into the little winery or whatever. She's like, you know, okay, I'll go around the front. And she walked down the stairs, you know, just as nicely. And she's trying to get around to the front of the building. Now they have Candace on the inside. You know, that good hood rat bitch. Get that hood rat ghetto bitch. I'm like, look, first of all, you and Monique were acting the exact same until Monique swung. So just as bad as Monique was acting, so were you. She'd have hit you. I mean, that her hitting you does not make her any more hood or ghetto than you. So girl, the fuck bye. I hate when people make it seem as if just because a person was the one who got physical, they're less sophisticated than anyone because they had a moment of snapping. Girl, bye. I don't, you know, stop. Anyway, you know, they then have Candace get in the car and they leave. Why I gotta leave? Why am I leaving? It's like it's a safety that we need to have you safely in the car because they knew Monique. Monique came down and she starts running, trying to get. I said, Monique, girl, oh God, this was not a good look for Monique at all. She snapped. She snaps, completely snaps. Okay. Anyway, they're like, she's gone, Monique. She's gone. Well, let me go. Where's my purse? And she go back in with my purse. Don't y'all bring that bitch around me. I'm a killer, okay? I'm a killer. Leave her the fuck from around me. Boom, boom, boom. You got Robin those sneaky dicky ass. Oh, well, look at that. Now she wants to kill Candace. I'm like, I don't like adults who see a situation that literally got out of hand and then they pick sides as if both people did not play a role in it. I feel like as adults, we should be able to see this shouldn't happen. And we need to talk to each person to calm them down and explain to them what they each did wrong versus trying to pin blame or one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I think if you do it that way, it can help things get better sooner, but I'm gonna leave that be. Anyway, you know, Karen is like, I feel like they both play a role, and I think it's kind of crazy. Ashley also, like, I feel like, you know, just, I mean, Karen, girl, Ashley's inside, I feel like Candace usually do be the one talking a lot of shit, and then, you know, she'd be surprised when someone gets pissed. Again, everyone has a breaking point. And Monique reached hers. Anyway, so, and Monique said, if you keep talking shit, you might get hit. Girl, Monique is going to have to do a lot of explaining at the reunion. I don't think Monique feels she was wrong because of the place her and Candace was in. I don't think Monique thinks she was wrong based on Candace saying, well, drag me. Monique's point was, I gave you what you was asking for. I think eventually she will at least say, maybe I should have walked away, but I don't think at this point in time that she cared that she did that to Monique, or to Candace or whatever. So we do see both of them in a car separately going home or whatever, calling their husbands, with Candace like, you know, Monique tried to fight me. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. You know, I talk a lot of shit or whatever, but I don't fight anyone. I don't want to be like no ghetto hood rat bitch. We see that. We see Monique telling her Chris how, no, I got into a fight and I beat her ass, and to be honest, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. You know, sometimes if you push someone hard enough, the hood will come out, and that's true. And then him like, you know, well, this is embarrassing. You know, she's like, for who? He like, all the way around. I'm saying, we'll talk about it when you go home. Black Chris is not happy. Not at all. So we then see, like, you know, Wendy like, this is crazy. I cannot believe, you know, what happened. So I want to be a good example for my kids. Okay. We see Gizelle saying how she also thinks that what happened was deplorable. I want to be out here focusing on raising strong black women. Well, let's hope you raise them better than what you is, because Gizelle, I feel like it's the puppet master this season, the puppet master this season, and she has caused most of the bullshit, and the ladies just don't know yet. Gizelle, I hope you don't raise them girls to be sneaky and underhanded and self-centered and a bitch like you are. Okay, let's hope that you raise them to be better than you. Point blank, period. Okay, we see her and Robert on the phone, and Robert, I saw the devil in Monique's. I saw the devil in Monique's eyes. I'm saying I can't support her at all. Okay. I think she doing that because she know that's what Gizelle for. You know, Robin follows Gizelle all around the world. Anyway, we also know that Gizelle is going to Atlanta for that restaurant that was failing that Jamal bought for them girls, but we don't care that much. Now at home, Candace like, my forehead hurts. I'm saying, oh, you need to go to the hospital. She's like, no, I think I'm okay, whatever. But I'm just done with Monique. I think Monique intended to hurt me, and I'm just done with her. It just doesn't make sense to me what happened. Candace feelings is valid. However, Candace needs to admit that she is not innocent. Okay, it's one thing to say that she should not have hit. It's one thing for her to say, Monique should have never hit me. Monique should have never put her hands on me. She has 100% right to say that. That's 100% true. At the same time, you can't make it seem as if you just wasn't egging her on. People don't poke a bear. Don't do it, because when the bear bites, you can't get mad at the bear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but Candace has every right to feel how she feels, but she is not as innocent as it comes off to be. Karen, I thought this episode was dumb, beside the fight part or whatever. We see Karen at home cooking for Regulus's birthday. He likes for her to cook. She don't cook too often or whatnot. She still feels like the fight was crazy, but she's like, I feel like they both are wrong, so I'm not picking sides. That's the proper thing to do. Two wrongs don't make no right. Okay. Anyway, we then see her and Ray chit-chatting or whatever. He feels like, he admits that he has felt like, since she's been back working, that, he just feels neglected a little bit. And he just wish, she could not, she could take more time to give him love and affection and whatnot. So they decide to speak to a life coach because Ray don't like therapy. I'm looking like, hi, what, girl, I don't know, but I'm fine. So we see a lady come over who has some kind of radio show that I guess talked about love. I don't remember what it was. And she asked them a couple questions like, so, do y'all still have sex? I'm like, why do we have to hear this? I don't want to know about Karen and Ray bumping gums. Anyway, they both admit, well, not as much, as we used to. So Ray said, I used to be able to, if the wind blew, I was ready. Now I need a bit more than the wind. It don't have to be like a hurricane or a tsunami, but it needs to be more than the wind or whatnot. Ray is 87. Ray is older. You know what I'm saying? He just getting older. Was what it was. So, they then ask, what aggravates you about the other person? Karen say Ray's snoring. That kind of aggravates her. Ray say, how busy she always is or whatever since she started her business. She used to cook for me a lot, what I'm saying? But she does not do that anymore. I feel like she cooked them the most when the kids were here. So when the kids left, she just stopped cooking as if I don't need food. I'm like, well, I guess that's something to say. He also brings how she used to be more attentive to me, and she's not that way anymore. And kind of well, what about my needs, Ray? What about me? You don't date me anymore. I need to know that you still are in love with me. I'm saying I still am in love with Ray. I can't imagine my life without him. And they say, well, Ray, are you in love with Karen? He says, well, I think I'm still in love with her, And they're like, what? She's like, after 23 years? You don't know if you are in love with me? He's like, look, I love you. I know that, but I can't say it feels the same now that it felt 20 years ago. I'm saying it's not a bad thing. It's just a different feeling. So I don't know if that's me still being in love. I mean, I got what he was saying, but that's still a harsh thing for a wife to hear if she's never heard that from her husband. However, when she say he don't say he loves no more, this is why. Anyway, the lady didn't leave, and Karen I felt like I was kicking a gut. I can't believe it. She then kind of gets upset and say, I don't have to like what you said, Ray. And she goes upstairs and say, take my mic off. But we then hear her crying. It's a hard thing to feel like what you feel is not being reciprocated. So that was very sad to see. Now over at Monique's and Chris's house, they are at odds because Chris feel like I'm disappointed that you was fighting. It's a bad look. It's bad for the image or whatever. It's just bad. But there's no reason for you to be fighting. And she feel like, well, Candace popped off. She always pops off on everyone, and her mom should have been popped her ass a long time ago. Because if she did, Candace would not be as reckless with her mom as she is. Now, she brings about Chris, of course, as a former football player, and most players are, they have this image to uphold, once they off the field or whatnot. She's like, but I don't care about that right now. You know what I'm saying? But I want nothing to do with Candace. I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around her. And, this wasn't like a one-time oops thing. It was a build-up of many other little things that just exploded. And anyone who watches the show know that this had been building. And that's my point. People like to see, well, this is what happened for 5 seconds. But no one will say, well, but for the past 8 episodes, you've seen these two like kind of sparring back and forth and back and forth. And it just led up to this. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And again, Monique is going to have a lot of fixing to do. But again, I'm like, don't write checks your ass can't cash. I'm going to leave that be. So again, Chris and Monique are on 2 different sides of the coin or whatnot, okay? And then she admits, like, I feel like, I just snapped. I just snapped or whatever. And, I went back to my childhood because my mama raised me like, you don't start fights, but you protect yourself. So when I feel threatened, I react. And her putting her hand in my face and just how quickly things escalated, I went into react mode. And again, I told y'all, the whole fight from the hair flip to the fighting was 10 seconds. It was 10 seconds. And anyone who can't say that they have not done something wrong in that short of a time is a liar. But again, girl, Monique, damn girl. Anyway, we do see Gizelle is in Atlanta with the girls. I don't care. They up there, for that damn restaurant or whatever. We see she meets with her dad because her dad lives in Atlanta. And, they meet up for food or whatnot. And the girls are like, okay, hey. So she then talks to her dad separately because her dad does not know that her and Jamal are back dating. And she wants to tell him herself before he finds out, like, with the blogs and whatnot. So when the girls get up on the table, hey, me and Jamal are back kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And, she also brings up to us how, Jamal was cheating when they were engaged. So things happened when they was engaged. So her father did not like it at that point in time, but they still went and got married. And then they got married, he still cheated, and they got divorced. So there are other things he had did before they were married her father already did not like. But again, Dad, we back together. So I want you to know. And basically, I just want you and the girls to be happy. Whatever makes y'all happy is fine or whatever. We then find out because he was so mad with Jamal back in the day, her father did not come to her wedding back then or whatever. So she said now, like, okay, I'm happy that that you can accept me wanting to be happy with him. But if me and him get married again, I need you to walk me down the aisle. He said, okay, I can do that. I'm like, okay. We do see them go visit the restaurant before they have the little opening or whatever. And we see the producers, as they're walking through the thing, whatever. The producers are asking her in her confession, like, well, how many kids does Jamal have? Because, again, she keeps bringing up how it's so great for him to want his children to, have this and have that and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and how many kids does he have? And she said, I make it a point to not discuss his other kids because that's not fair to their moms. So he has at least 2 kids with 2 women. That's all we because she said kids and mother, so that's at least 2. Okay, we won't say that. Anyway, we then see Michael and Ashley. chit chat or whatever. Now, because the whole fight happens, like, no one is talking about Michael because, again, something else happened. So, that's the big story and whatnot. But all is not well in their household. Now, they sit and chit chat and everything. She brings up how both of them have done things in their marriage that has caused them to be at this point in the marriage. She's like, I've done things, he's done things. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And so Michael said, I dismiss the love and affection that we had, like, kind of before the baby. Since the baby came, it's just not the same and whatnot. And I kind of want to make sure that we don't lose us and, having our kids and whatever. And then, she's like, well, okay, I get that. But will you be faithful going forward? Because I'm saying you fucking up. Well, yes, I have to. She's like, no, because you still fucked up as if you didn't have to. So I just think, how about, are you willing to do a post-nup? You know what I'm saying? So that will protect me and Dean if this happens again. And he was like, yeah, we can look at that, sure. So she brings up how their prenup expired 5 years after they got married. So that's done. So now if they divorce, she gets 50% of the assets or whatever. But the post-nup would be specific to certain things that she would get that they would not have to iron out in court. So, I get this, I get the house, I get a car, I get, this amount of money. Like, this is things I would get regardless to whatever, is going on. And I'm like, well, she's smart. Because, again, you keep doing bullshit. And I want to be sure that when we divorce, I don't have to fuss or fight for these specific things. And everything else we can work out later. So, yeah. Now, we do see Gizelle, her daddy, and her, who was it? It was Gizelle, her daddy, Jamal, the girls, are at this restaurant in Atlanta. It's the name of the restaurant is called Arizona. But it is in Atlanta. Now, the girls look like, why the fuck is we here? Okay, I guess we here so we don't get fired or whatever. So, again, her dad is there, and they gave her a little speech or whatever. Now, Gizelle said, I'm just so proud of my girls for being entrepreneurs. I'm looking like, first of all, they did not ask for this. They didn't do shit. They inherited a restaurant. Okay? Now, unless they're going to be out there working there or whatever. Now, we are proud that they're going to have some earnings, of a rent of a property. That's great. But don't make it seem as if your girls been out here scratching, surviving, and building themselves. No, they daddy said, hey, we're going to just buy this failing restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It costs $2. I got $2. I'm going to get $2 in bad or whatever and put in my kid's name. So, again, it's a great thing, but don't act like they asked for this. But I digress. Anyway, so they walk around or whatever. Now, when they went and viewed it, it was like 2 people there. Okay, 2. And then this day at the little opening or whatever, it's all these folks. It was full of people. Paid extras. Anyway, they sitting around. Now the girls, he's like following, each staff person, whatever, learning the trick of the trade. It was cute. And then, they was all sitting down, chit chat or whatever. It was cute. The girls seemed happy. It's fine. Anyway, Gizelle, her dad, and Jamal sitting around chit chatting or whatever. Yeah, Jamal, so my dad said that he just wants us to be happy. He's happy or he's okay with us, you know what I'm saying, working things out. Oh, thank you, sir. I'm so thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. Oh, it's fine, it's fine or whatever. And then her dad said, I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom real quick. And so when he walks away, she's like, I thought you have asked him for my hand in marriage. He was like, girl, no. We have rivers and seas and pools and lakes and ponds and wet spots and even icicle droppings before we can cross any bridge to get to marriage or whatever. Meaning, I'm not going to marry you. Never again. Okay, this is the storyline, girl. Let me be. Now, while they're having that conversation, her dad is caught on a hot mic. Now, hot mic means you assume your mic is off because you've walked away from the camera. That's not how it goes. And we know her dad did not know that or whatever. So he walks away, and you hear him asking for his mic to be taken off. I'm done. This is not a good move for her. He has 6 or 7 baby mamas. Okay, why would she want to deal with that all over again? I'm done. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb. You can tell he did not know his mic was recording. You can tell because he waited. He literally got up, left the table, left the area, and was in the back somewhere saying like, "Take it off, I'm done," and the mic was still on. Girl, That man got 6 or 7. I said 2, 6 or 7. He got a football team, girl. The Olympic girl. How it 6 or 7? That's a lot. That's a whole lot, girl. I'm done. That's how I went off with Gizelle. I'm 6 or 7. Baby, 6 or 7. I wonder if he got any of the other kids a restaurant. We don't know. Peace.